Hi there, this is Nicole. Welcome to my Handmade Holiday 2017 series. Today I'm going to share my 2017 spinner tags, this time featuring an adorable lawn fawn polar bear from the Beary Happy Holidays stamp set released this season. I'm combining some new and old lawn fawn products and also a Simon Says Stamp background stamp to make this really cute buffalo plaid check. This is my third year for doing spinner tags. These are interactive style tags, and what I look for with a spinner tag is something big enough to fit whatever I'm going to have spinning. In this case, I've got the cute polar bear from Beary Happy Holidays, and I wanted something a little unique. So I am using the stitched party banners from Lawn Fawn, and with that I am also using an outside in stitched circle. I chose to use this rather than the circle that came with the stitched party banners because it's a little bit bigger and it has the stitching detail. Now I used post-it tape to tape these two dies together. You can see I put tape both directions and taped the dies together to the paper. That is so I can cut several of these tags exactly the same, and I'll show you what I mean after I run it through my die cutting machine here. It looks like maybe that didn't cut all the way on one side, so I'm just going to move it a little bit, run it back through. Then I'm carefully going to peel away my paper, and from a half sheet of paper I'm going to get two tag fronts. Then I'm going to peel out my tag. That is what we're actually going to be using. And then this little red piece, I'm going to carefully remove it as well without moving the post-it tape from the dies. And that can be used later to create the little hang tag that's going to have to and from on it that goes on this tag. Now, this is going to cut exactly in the same place on each tag if I keep my dies together, which is what I want to do because I need a front and a back for each of my tags. So from some white cardstock, I am die cutting the tag backs. And on these tag backs today, I'm actually not putting anything on them other than I want the back of the tag to look really pretty so that if you use this later on or the recipient uses it later on after you've given the gift, that it still looks nice either way, but I like the contrast of something different going on the back side. So just like the first two tags I die cut, I'm going to die cut two more because I'm making two of these spinners here today. Carefully remove this, and what I like to do is keep my dies together until I'm completely done with the project. Let's say I try to stamp the buffalo check background and it goes wonky and it ruins the front of the tag. If I've already taken the dies apart from the tape, you could also use some washi tape or another low tack tape if you don't have post-it tape. If you've taken them apart, it's really hard to get them exactly in the same spot again. So I like to just leave that together. I set that over to the side, and then I go ahead and complete my tags. The next step for these spinner tags is decorating the front of the tag. I wanted to do something to make the front a little more interesting, but I wanted it to be something quick. The whole game plan, especially now that we're in the home stretch before Christmas, is getting these done fast, but still making something that is super cute and fun. I am using the cling side of the Tim Holtz stamp platform, and I am using the Simon Says Stamp gingham background to create this buffalo check plaid. In order to get a beautiful black background, I am using VersaFine ONYX black ink, and I'm going to stamp both of these and then clean up my stamp and stamp platform. In fact, I probably could have put paper or something underneath here, but I didn't, and it was actually super easy to clean. I'll show you that here in a second. I like to take a little stamp cleaner and a paper towel and just clean it all up. There are the front of both of my tags. Very quick, very easy when using a background stamp. I think creating maybe some snowflakes would be really fun as well. Any type of decorative background stamp is going to be super duper fast, which, like I mentioned, is what we are going for because we probably don't have a ton of time left. If you're still trying to create some beautiful type of handmade touch to either package your gift or tie on your gift like these would be, then this is great. These tags are also big enough that I think they would be fantastic used as a little wine tag. You could wrap them around the wine bottle, tie them in place, maybe add some decorative ribbon. And I think this would be a really cute gift like that. Hang them on gift bags, packages, whatever it might be. These would just be super fun. And what is great, and I will show you the little spinner action. Spinners are super duper easy to create. They look a little intimidating, but when stamp companies come out with a front and back to little critters, I always think of spinner tags, and they're one of those things that are so much fun, and fun for the recipient because it gives the little critter movement. These polar bears are darling. I am stamping the front and back of each on this piece of paper here using an ink for Copic coloring. The Copic coloring is really fast for these little guys. Now, after I stamp the actual bodies, there's a little heart in the Beary Happy Holidays stamp set that I am going to decorate the little bottom of the polar bear so that the back of this little guy has a little red heart on it. I love that there are front and backs to this little guy. I'm really hoping Fawn comes out with more of these front and backs. They had the little bookmark reindeer and polar bear images that work for doing some creative things that I've done some cards and other things with. I will link to at the end of this video, but I really like the spinner. Spinner cards are very similar in creation to this, so if you want to maybe make a card instead, that would be awesome as well. On some vellum banners die cut with the Fawn Fancy Folded Banner die, I did stamp a greeting from Beary Happy Holidays that reads, "You make my heart spin." That greeting could not be any more perfect for a spinner type of tag, card, whatever it might be. And I like vellum. You can still see the buffalo check background through it. It just is a great way to add a greeting or sentiment to a card, but still not take away from the overall design, which is really what I'm going for here. Once I have stamped my two vellum banners, I'm going to color in my polar bears. I'm using a combination of warm gray markers with a little R00 for the cheeks and then a trio of red markers to color in the scarf. And something I noticed that in the video, you'll see I did not finish, but after I filmed the video and took photos that I did, is just one of those little things that sometimes you miss when you're creating, is that I am going to draw some lines on the front of the scarf to make it a red and white striped scarf. Well, I forgot to do the back while the video camera was going and while I took the photos. So later on, I did add some stripes to the back of these little guys so that it looks like one continuous scarf design. I just wanted to mention that. So because there's a front and a back, make sure that when you add those little touches, maybe you want to add polka dots or whatever it might be, that you do the front and the back. I'm going to color all of these exactly the same. I'm only going to color one of them on camera since both are colored exactly alike. And then I'm going to use the coordinating Beary Happy Holidays dies. There is a front and a back, so there doesn't have to be any kind of crazy finagling to make the same die work. There is a die for each of these. You can die cut them both. I like to use a little post-it tape so I can run multiple dies through the machine with one pass. And I'm going to do this for both sets. If you wanted to make more than just two, you could definitely do all of them. I would do it just like this, very assembly line style. It makes the creation much easier. Next, I'm going to grab all of my elements. So I've got my front and back of the tag, my front and back of the bear, and then I've got my banner, and I'm going to fold it on the score lines and show you how that's going to look and kind of why I chose the vellum. Look how great that looks It's not bright white background, so it's not going to take away from the buffalo check design, I don't think. The vellum kind of shows that through there, but yet it's still very legible and very easy to read. I'm going to attach those banners right there below the circle opening on the front of each tag. That's not going to interfere with the spinner at all, and it adds a great little touch to each tag. Again, I'm going to just fold the banner on the score lines for the second banner, add some glue dots just to the ends where the banner folds over on each side, and attach that right to that little banner tag, or what I'm using as a tag. I've got some thin DMC gold thread here, and you want to use something that is going to kind of disappear. The beauty of the spinner is that it kind of looks like the little character is spinning there, and you don't want the string to take center stage. So I'm using this gold string. I'm just going to cut. I like to cut it a lot longer than what I actually need because it's so much easier to trim off that excess, but if it's too short, it's really hard. Now, I like to have adhesive all over the back of my spinner critters, so I'm using a Xyron sticker maker, running those through so that they're completely sticky on both sides. They're going to fit together much nicer this way. And then sandwich that gold filament right between the two sections. Push them, press them together really well so you have a nice secure connection. And then I'm taking a strong adhesive and coating the back of my tag. I want my front and back to be completely stuck together. I'm simply going to take my string then, center the critter in that opening, and press that into the adhesive. I like to put more adhesive over the top of the string to really help hold that in place, and then put the back of the tag in place over that to hide the adhesive, hide the spinner detail. Here you can just twist up and watch your little spinner go. I'm going to snip off the ends of my thread now from the top and the bottom. And we're going to do that for the second tag as well. I'm going to use a black pin to make the nose on the polar bear really pop. And let's just show that one more time. Twist him up and let him go. So much fun. Let's do that for the second one. Again, we're just going to take the front piece, line that up, center that string, take the back, sandwich the string or the thread, whatever, between those two pieces, press them together, place adhesive on the back of the tag, and then center the little spinner guy right between those two. Make sure the string is nice and taut. Put a little more adhesive over that to really help hold that in place, and then put the back of the tag right over all that adhesive to hide your string and the back of the tag. Finally, we just have a few finishing details. Let's go ahead and make sure and add some black pin to the nose of the second polar bear so it really pops. Take a white pin, and this is where I'm adding that stripe detail. This is also where I want you to remember to do the back of the tag or back of the critter, like I forgot to do in the video, because otherwise it looks like he has kind of a funny scarf on when he spins around. I love adding decorative detail to the critters' accessories. I think it's really fun. I added some little highlights to the ice skates. I've die cut some hearts from the Lawn Fawn tiny tags, and then I'm adding the to and from stamped on each of these with Versamark ink, using the Lawn Fawn white embossing powder to emboss these. That way, this little tag can be removed. After you've given the gift, this can just be snipped off and removed, and the recipient is left with this awesome little tag that could be used as an ornament or other decoration, and it just extends the life of the tag. They could even put a different little tag on here and re-gift this if they wanted to. A lot of times I re-gift mine. I use mine over and over on packages, especially if they go to my kids. Instead of throwing all of these away, I just reuse them year after year. I'm going to remove any of that powder from the powder tool, and then I'm going to just take a little black twine, thread it through the little tiny tag and through both holes in the top of this banner. Because this is a little of a non-traditional style tag, it's got holes in the top two corners because it's a banner, which afterwards this would be cute if you strung several different little tags maybe together and created a little banner even. But I like to thread it through there, tie a knot in the ends that is secure and hidden back behind the tag, and hang it more like a little hanger accent, I guess. That's why I said it would probably work good to go around a bottle or something like that. Then you just twist it up and let it spin. Thanks for joining me for the 2017 version of my Handmade Holiday Spinner Tags. The supplies I used to create these tags are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here are a couple more videos featuring lawn fawn that you might be interested in. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.